iPhone users know that if you want the best quality music, they stick on to AirPods. Now, Samsung users have their Galaxy Buds. But generally, if you have an Android device and you want to experience full quality audio, you need something more. So, these are the Soundpeats Air 5 Pros, and they really do justice. Let's look at what they have here. Well, here they are. So, those of you who are not familiar with Airbeats, usually when you get a pair of TWS, you kind of flip this top half open and they actually open up. But this is different. So, Airbeats has a different way of opening their TWS, and this is what it does. So, the entire case opens up, which not only means that it's different to look at, it's also easy to clean the interiors of this casing, which is really cool. And it's also easier to put these back in. I mean, you don't have to fumble with pulling the tips off and it slips off from your hand. It's just a slide-in mechanism. Now, also remember that Air 5s did come out some time back, and those had designs similar to the AirPods. So they didn't have these ear tips, right? So the Pro makes it different because it gives you a better seal on your ears, and it kind of blocks out unwanted noise. Along with the noise cancellation, you have some environmental noise cancellation that helps you get better audio quality. And of course, these have all the bells and whistles, right? You have LDAC, you have high-res audio, wireless. You also have a Snapdragon chip in it, which makes it really stand out in terms of its audio quality. So yes, Apple uses their own codecs to make music sound really good, and they're obviously more expensive. But these come at nearly half the price of the AirPods 4 with ANC, and these sound really good. And they have a lot of customization in their app, which also is really nice. So each of these have a 10 driver inside, and you also have a battery life of about 6 hours on each of these. This is basically on non-LDAC mode. So basically if you put it on normal definition, it's going to last you about 6 hours. But when you actually start turning on the LDAC or the high-res audio mode, it's going to bring down the battery life by about 2-3 hours. So maybe yes, about 4 hours of playback time, which is still decent. And these really have to be used with high res on, because if you really want to experience these in their full glory, you really need to have the LDAC mode on to get that audio experience which you really want. And of course, there are lossless file apps which help you gain that experience. And I don't think YouTube actually has high-res audio, but you'll have to just use something like a Spotify Premium, or there are several other apps which kind of make you experience these. With the case though, the total playback time goes to about 37 hours. So you do have a Type-C charging port on the case, and this will take about 2 hours for a complete recharge. By default though, you have the medium ear tips installed already, and these are silicone ones. And if you want additional ones, there is a smaller size and a larger size available in this small little packaging. And there's also a very basic short USB Type-C charging cable, which does the job. So if you want longer cables, you can just use your regular mobile phone cables. That should help if it's Type-C. From a fitment point of view, they are the regular fit which you have with the stem design, and you also have the silicone tip, which kind of helps you get a nice insulation from the surrounding sound. So even without it being turned on, you pretty much hear less of your environment sounds, right? And that's a good thing. And you also have the stem here, which has about 3 mics. So 2 noise cancellation mics, obviously, and 1 for you to actually pick up the voice. So yeah, these are really cool, and I don't think they will fall off even if you exercise. And they also have the IP55 rating, which means you can actually exercise with them, and they shouldn't have any kind of issues in terms of water seeping through.
Microphone performance. So now I'm recording the audio through the Air 5 Pro, and it's actually picking up this audio from the inbuilt mic. So this is a test. So let me know what you guys think about the sound. I know it's not going to sound as good as a dedicated microphone, but I just want to know whether it sounds as good as it says, because they have 3 mics and it's supposed to do a good job on your calls as well. So let me know what you guys think about the audio coming out from the Air 5 Pro's microphones.
Now the thing is, what makes them different is when you start experiencing those 10 drivers, they're really, really good. Just with half the volume, these already sound loud, right? So it has plenty of volume in it as well, because they sound really loud, and you'll probably end up using half the volume than your regular, earbuds, which you've used in the past. Noise cancellation on these buds are amazing. So they have three modes, basically just like what Apple does and what Galaxy does. So there is a transparency mode, which means you can actually hear your surroundings as well as the music or whatever content you're trying to listen to. You also have the full noise cancellation, which is just turning it on. And then you can actually turn off noise cancellation, which means you'll save battery. And then there's something called as adaptive noise cancellation, which means based on whatever noise your environment is making, the chip will decide whether to increase the noise cancellation or not. So that's three different modes, plus you have adaptive, and you can see that I've showed you this in the app as well. You have multiple modes in that. So if you're using a high quality device like NS series Samsung or some high end Vivos, they do have aptX support, but I think Samsung uses LDAC. They don't use aptX. So you do get lossless audio, and that makes a difference if you are listening to high quality lossless music. Now let's talk about the app. There are two apps. There's a Soundpeats app and there's a Peats Audio app. You need to install the Peats Audio app to have everything working fine with this one. I had difficulties detecting this in the Soundpeats app. So Peats Audio works great. And you can see that by default, you'll have LDAC disabled, right? And if you enable this, it'll actually restart your earbuds. And you also have options to disable touch over here. And there's a gaming mode which reduces latency. So pairing is very simple. It's Bluetooth 5.4, very efficient, and it finds it really quickly. And this is what you get when you start the app, and it kind of asks you for location information. You can actually find these buds as well using this app. Haven't tried it, but there is an option. And also this is available for your Apple devices as well. So noise cancellation, like I mentioned, the normal noise cancellation has adaptive as well as different four other options. So you can choose them based on your environment. Adaptive works best because it kind of self-detects. You also have options to upgrade firmware. So I did upgrade the firmware as well on this one. So which is really kind of adding more features to you as and when you go. Firmware upgradations are slow, so make sure that you have enough battery before you actually enable this option. So it did take some time to get it upgraded. So once it's done, you don't find much of a difference, but yeah, I mean, we come back to the same screen. I was using YouTube Premium, obviously, and I kind of found the quality to improve slightly with LDAC on. I don't think it makes much of a difference with an app like YouTube, but if you do use a premium app which has lossless audio, I think you're going to really find it really nice. Then you also have some other options here. So you have a fit test wherein it kind of does like what Galaxy Buds do. They kind of see if your earbuds are actually having a good fit, and based on that, it'll tune the audio for you, which is also good. But there's no equalizer in this app, so you'll have to download a separate equalizer app if you want something on this one, right? So that's the app for you. I mean, I have to say that when you turn this setting on in the app, like I've shown you the app as well. So if you turn this feature on, earphones will restart. So they put themselves in a different mode, and then the audio sounds really different. It's a little more richer. I mean, it's you have to be an audiophile to find the difference, of course. But there is a lot of difference in terms of how they sound once you put LDAC on. It even drains your battery faster. So just remember that. So overall, these sound great. I think they come at a price which is nearly half of those of AirPods from Apple. So I think these are really getting close to what is known as Android pods, right? They're actually Android's version of AirPods, and you have to really use them to know how well they sound. So that's my review of the Air 5 Pros. I think these really are something to look out for if you're looking for lossless audio, and if you have aptX support, even better. So these really work great. So I'll leave links in the description below. If you like the video, please subscribe and hit the like button.